Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be explaining to you how to balance the redox reactions by two different methods. One is your oxidation number method and the other one is your ion electron method, and you even sometimes call it as half reaction method. So if you see your CBSE textbooks, the NCERT textbooks, then in that the method is named as half reaction method. So I'll show you how to balance the redox reaction by these two methods. So let's start. Okay, so first we will start with the ion electron method, or you call it as the half reaction method also. So let me tell you the basic rules to balance the redox reactions. So the first step is we have to write the equation in the ionic form. Since you know that the name is given as ion electron method, first of all the equation should be written in ionic form. That is, if there is any charge on any particular element, then it should be mentioned over there. Now the second step is we have to identify the elements that are undergoing oxidation and reduction. Okay. Now in a equation, if you want to identify the elements which are undergoing either oxidation or reduction, then I have even mentioned a point over here. See, if you see from LHS to RHS, and if the oxidation number is increasing of a particular element, okay, suppose Cl is given on LHS and Cl is given on RHS also with some different elements, and if you see the oxidation number of CH over here on LHS is more than over here on RHS, then that means the oxidation number has decreased from LHS to RHS. Okay, so if the oxidation number has decreased, then it is reduction, and if the oxidation number has increased from LHS to RHS, then that means it is oxidation. Now I'll show you how it is done with the help of equations also. So this is like a remembering point if you don't know how to identify which is undergoing oxidation or which is undergoing reduction. Now the next step is we have to balance we have to break the equation into two different halves and then balance them. Okay, see, we have identified which are undergoing oxidation and reduction, so we have to make two halves. One will be our oxidation half and the other one will be our reduction half. Okay, now after making two different halves, we are going to balance those half equations. Okay, now for balancing those respectively those half equations, these are the following steps that we are supposed to follow. So the very first step is that we have to balance all the other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen. Okay, so in that particular half equation, all the atoms that are present except for oxygen and hydrogen, they are to be balanced first. Okay, now after we have balanced those, only then we are supposed to balance first oxygen and then hydrogen. Okay, now for balancing oxygen, we will be adding H2O to the side that is deficient of oxygen. Like suppose on LHS and on RHS, if you see here on LHS there is 3 oxygen, suppose, and here on RHS there is 6 oxygen. Okay, now if you see the oxygen aren't equal on both the sides, so if we want to balance the oxygen, we will be adding H2O to that side which is deficient of oxygen. So if you see this side, the oxygen is less, so this side on LHS we will be adding H2O and we will be adding 3H2O. Okay, we will be adding 3H2O, so that if you see here again 3 plus 3, total 6 oxygen are there and oxygen is balanced. So like that we will be adding H2O to that side which is deficient of oxygen or which has comparatively less oxygen than the other side. So this is the step to balance the oxygen. Now the next step is to balance the hydrogen. Now if you want to balance the hydrogen, you will be adding the H plus ions. Okay, you will be adding the H plus ions to that side which is deficient of hydrogen, similar to that of oxygen. See, if you see over the LHS over here, it has got 6 hydrogen over here. 3 2s are 6 hydrogen. Okay, now on the RHS I don't have any hydrogen, so I'll be adding 6 H plus ions over here. Okay, 6 H plus ions, so that on both the sides, if I see right now, there will be 6 hydrogens. Okay, this side I had 3 H2O, but this side I didn't have any hydrogen, so I added 6 H plus on the RHS so that the hydrogens are balanced on both the sides. So you have to remember this, it's a very important point, that while balancing oxygen you have to add H2O, and for hydrogen you have to add H plus ions. And the first one that is to be balanced is oxygen, then you have to balance hydrogen. Okay, so now this is done, balancing of oxygen and hydrogen. Now the next step is in both the half equations you have to balance the charge also by adding electrons. Now if you remember, in the starting we wrote the equation in the form of ions, okay, in the ionic form, that is we mentioned if there is any positive or any negative charge in the equation, okay. So there is charges also on the equation. So after balancing the atoms and the oxygen and the hydrogen atoms also, we are supposed to balance the charge on each and every on the equation. And for balancing the charges we can add electrons to the sides, okay. Now this is how it is done. I'll show you in the equations directly, okay. So for balancing the charge we are supposed to add the electrons. Now the next step is we have to add both the halves, that is till now we were balancing our half of equations, that is the oxidation half and the reduction half separately. By using all these methods we are balancing our half of equations. Now the next step is we are going to add those two half equations to make one single equation, and we will add them in such a way that the electrons will get cancelled, okay. Electrons will get cancelled in the sense, in the last step when we were in this step when we were balancing the charges, we were adding electrons, okay. I'll show you how it's done in the equation directly. So in order to remove those electrons we will add the equations in such a way that those electrons should get cancelled in the LHS and RHS. Now the next step is for basic medium, okay. So till now what the rules I told you, this will be applied for acidic, all these rules till here, fifth one, this will be applied for acidic as well as basic. Now if your medium is acidic medium, suppose it will be mentioned in the question if it is acidic medium reaction or basic medium reaction. So if your reaction is acidic medium, then all these rules have to be followed, and till here you have to follow the rules, till the fifth rule you have to follow the rule and your equation will get balanced. But if your medium is a basic medium, then you have to follow all these rules till fifth one, and there's one extra step also for the basic medium, and that is that in the basic medium you are supposed to add as many OH minus ions to both the sides as there are H plus which are present on one side. Now where does this H plus come from? See, we are going to follow the same step for basic medium also and for acidic also. The difference is that the acidic medium equation will get balanced till the fifth step only. After that no need for any other steps. But in basic medium what happened is that, if you know, we had added one H plus ions in this step, okay. So suppose there is LHS over here and RHS, okay. Now in the LHS there are 6 H plus ions, okay. There are 6 H plus ions. Now if this equation is in basic medium, we have got one extra step, that is to balance the OH, to add the OH minus ions, okay. Now there is 6 hydrogen H plus ions over here and there is no H plus ions over here. So we will be adding 6 OH minus ions, because there are 6 H plus ions, we will be adding 6 OH minus ions, and to both the sides we will add 6 OH minus ions over here, and on the RHS also we will add 6 OH minus ions. So that is one extra step which you have to do in basic medium. Otherwise all the steps are the same for both acidic and basic medium, okay. So these were the basic rules. Now I'll show you how to balance the equations by taking some examples. So let's see a first example. Now the first step what you have to do is you have to find the oxidation half and the reduction half, and for that we have to know the elements that are undergoing the oxidation and reduction. So first let us check for Fe. Now on the left hand side Fe has got 2 plus charge and on the right hand side is 3 plus. So if you see the oxidation number, it's decreasing, okay. It's increasing from left to right. The oxidation number is increasing from plus 2, it became plus 3, so it is increasing. So since oxidation number is increasing, this is undergoing oxidation. As I told you in the rules also, if oxidation number is increasing it is oxidation, and if it is decreasing then it is reduction. Now if you check for chromium from here to here, now we have to find the charge on chromium or the oxidation number on chromium. So for that we can take chromium as X, and since there are 2 chromiums we will take it as 2x, and then oxygen over here is 7 and the oxidation number of oxygen is -2. So we are going to take plus -2 into, since there are 7 oxygen, so into 7, and that will be equal to -2. That is the charge on them, okay, the charge on the whole compound or the whole element. So now if you solve for x, this is going to be -14. So we got here X as 6. So here the charge or the oxidation state on chromium will be plus 6, and on the right hand side if you see it is plus 3. So if you see from left to right, the oxidation number is decreasing. Okay, so in this case the oxidation number is decreasing, so it is reduction. Okay, so we can see that chromium over here is getting reduced, and this iron over here is getting oxidized. Okay, so we found our oxidation and reduction half. Now our next step is to write these two halves and balance them separately. So let me first write the oxidation half, and here we will do the reduction half. Okay, now the oxidation half is only that part you have to write that is undergoing oxidation. So Fe2 plus is getting oxidized to Fe3 plus. Okay, that is our oxidation half. Now if you check in the basic rules, what was the first step is we have to balance all the other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen. See, if you see here, we had to balance all the atoms except oxygen and hydrogen. Now over here there is one iron on the left hand side and one iron on the right hand side, so it is already balanced, so no need to balance it. Now our next step was to balance oxygen and hydrogens. Okay, now if you see over here, there is no oxygen, there is no hydrogen, so that step should be skipped because there is nothing to balance in that. Now the next step was to balance the charges. Okay, so if you see, there is a charge difference on both the sides. Over here you have got plus 2 charge, that means it has lost 2 electrons, and over here this has lost 3 electrons. Okay, so we want to balance the charges. Now this iron has lost 2 electrons and this iron has lost 3 electrons, so we will give 1 electron to this RHS side iron, so that now both of them, if you see, this has got back its 1 electron. Now if you see overall, the left hand side iron has lost 2 electrons and the right hand side also now has lost only 2 electrons, because we gave 1 electron back to that iron. So that is how we have added 1 electron to the RHS to balance the charge. Okay, now this oxidation half is balanced. Now we are going to check for the reduction half and balance that separately. So our reduction half was Cr2O7 2 minus, okay, that plus 6 was the oxidation number, so we won't see that, and Cr3 plus. Okay, so this was our reduction half. Now we are going to balance this. So first step is balance all the other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen. Now here the other atom is chromium except oxygen and hydrogen. So here on the left hand side you have got 2 chromium and here only 1 chromium. So we will multiply the right hand side with 2. Okay, now if you see, both LHS and RHS has got 2 chromium. Now our next step is to balance oxygen and then hydrogen. Now if you see, on the LHS there is 7 oxygen and on the RHS there is no oxygen. So if you remember, for balancing oxygen we were supposed to add H2O. Okay, so on the right hand side we will add 7 H2O, because here on the left hand side there was 7 oxygen, on the right hand side there is no oxygen, so we will give 7 H2O, 7 oxygen. Okay, so we gave here 7 H2O on the right hand side to balance oxygen. Now if you check, oxygen is balanced. Now the next step is to balance hydrogen. So on the right hand side if you see, there is 7 into 2, 14. 14 hydrogen is there on the right hand side, and on the left hand side you have no hydrogens. So for balancing the hydrogen we were supposed to add H plus ions to that side which is having less hydrogen, okay, or it is not having any hydrogen. So there is 4 hydrogens on the right hand side. So on the left hand side we will add 14 H plus, okay, because there are 14 hydrogens on the right hand side, so on the left hand side we are going to add 14 H plus. So this is our reduction half, which is right now balanced. Now the next step is to check the charge differences. Now if you see the charges on both the sides, if you see in the left hand side, this has got 4H plus and plus minus 2 charge. Okay, let me take a different color. So this has got 4H plus minus 2 charge, that is 14 positive and minus 2 charge. Okay, so overall there is plus 12 charge on the RHS side and on the LHS side. Now if you check for the RHS side, there is 3 plus charge over here but if you see there is 2 chromium atoms. Okay, so 2 over here it is there, so we will take 2 into plus 3, that is plus 6. So plus 6 is the overall charge on the RHS and plus 12 is the overall charge on the LHS. Now that means the LHS has lost 12 electrons. Okay, it has lost 12 electrons and the RHS has lost only 6 electrons. So we have to kind of balance them. So if the LHS has lost more electrons, we will give back some of its electrons so that both of them will have lost equal electrons. That is, if we give plus 6 electrons to the LHS, so now if you check overall, they would have lost only 6 electrons, because LHS had lost 12 of its electrons but we gave back its 6 electrons. So overall now it has lost only 6 electrons and the RHS also has lost only 6 electrons. Okay, so after adding 6 electrons to the LHS side, this equation has kind of become like this: Cr2O7 2 minus plus 14H plus 6 electrons will give 2Cr3 plus 7H2O. Okay, so that is our equation of the reduction half. So we have successfully balanced the both oxidation half and the reduction half equations, and now we are going to join them. Okay, we have balanced both the halves, we have followed all the steps. Now we are going to balance both, we are going to add both of them in such a way that this electron which is present over here, this electron that is present over here, these electrons should get cancelled. We don't want these electrons in the final equation, so we will balance them in such a way that they will get cancelled. Okay, now for that, if you have read or if you know the elimination method in maths, what we used to do is that we used to see the two equations and we used to multiply one of the equations in such a way that something gets cancelled in maths elimination method. So similarly we are going to do that same method over here also in chemistry. So if you see here on the LHS side, here there is 6 electrons, and in this oxidation half on the RHS side there is 1 electron. Okay, so when we add it, LHS will get added and RHS will get added. So we will multiply this equation we will multiply with 6. Okay, we will multiply this whole equation with 6 so that this electron also becomes 6 electrons, and then both the electrons on the left and right hand side will get cancelled. So when we multiply that with 6, now after multiplying that with 6, we are going to add both the equations. The LHS part will get added and the RHS part is going to get added. So when we do that, this becomes 6Fe2 plus. From this side I am adding 6Fe2 plus because I have multiplied 6, and then see the reduction half for the LHS side. So plus Cr2O7 2 minus plus 14H plus 6 electron. Now this was the LHS side from the reduction half also. Now this will give, now check for the right hand side from the oxidation half. You have to multiply 6. So 6Fe3 plus 6 electrons, this is the oxidation half. Now check for the reduction half RHS. Add this 2 also, 2Cr3 plus 7H2O. Okay, now this is our equation. Now if you check on the LHS also and on the RHS also, you have got 6 electrons, so they will get cancelled. There is same number of electrons, so they are going to get cancelled. So that is what our main aim was. That is why we multiplied the whole equation by 6, so that these electrons get cancelled. We don't want electrons like that. Okay, now our next step is to see if everything is balanced or not. Now if I write the final equation, this becomes 6Fe2 plus Cr2O7 2 minus plus 14H plus. Now we can't do any further changes in this. This will become our final equation. Okay, now if you check all the atoms and if you check whether they are balanced or not, see over here there is 6Fe, here also there is 6Fe, here there is 2 chromium, here also there is 2 chromium, and then there is 7 oxygen over here, here also you have got 7 oxygen, there is 14 hydrogen, here also there is 7 into 2 14 hydrogen. So if you see, our equation is balanced right now. So this was our ion electron method to balance the equation, and this is our final equation that is balanced. Now let me take one more example of a basic method also and how to do it. Okay, basic method will also follow the exactly same rules till here, and then in the last there will be one extra step, that is to add the OH minus ions. Okay, now let me show you. Now let's see one more example, and this time we are going to see in basic medium. Okay, so first step was to find the elements that are undergoing oxidation or reduction. So if you see here, I has got minus charge over here, and on the right hand side there is a diatomic molecule of iodine. Now whenever there is a diatomic molecule, you can immediately write its oxidation number as 0, because diatomics have oxidation number as 0. So the oxidation number here is 0. So from minus 1 the oxidation number is increasing to 0. Okay, minus 1 is less than 0, right? So from minus 1 the oxidation number is becoming 0. So the oxidation number is increasing. Now when the oxidation number is increasing, that means oxidation is taking place. Now if you check for Mn, now definitely this will get reduced, but let me show you the oxidation numbers also. So in case of this Mn, let me take it as X plus 4 times, because there is 4 oxygen. Now the oxidation number of oxygen is minus 2. We usually take it as minus 2. There are other oxidation numbers also, but when we are going to find for a compound, we always take it as minus 2. And this will be equal to minus 1. That is the charge on this. Okay, that will be equal to minus 1. Now if you solve this, plus 7 is the charge on Mn on this side. Okay, plus 7 is the charge on Mn on that on this side. Now if you check for this one, let's take Mn as X plus 2 times of oxygen will be minus 2, and it will be equal to 0, because there is no charge in this case over here. So this will become X minus 4 is equal to 0. That is X is our 4. Okay, X here is our 4. So here the charge is plus 4. Now if you see from this Mn to this Mn, if you see the oxidation number from minus 7, it is from plus 7 it is becoming to plus 4. That is, the oxidation number is decreasing, and if oxidation number is decreasing, then it means it is reduction. Okay, as simple as that. So we found our basic oxidation reduction. Now we are going to write the two halves, that is our oxidation half and reduction half. So first is our oxidation half. And this is our reduction half. So in the oxidation half, we are going to write only that half equation which was undergoing oxidation. That is, I minus became I2. Okay. Now our next step was to balance all the other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen. Here if you see, iodine is the other atom, and on the right hand side there is 2 iodine. Here there is only 1. So we are going to multiply this with 2. So now both the sides had got 2 iodine elements, iodine atoms. Okay, now iodine is balanced. Now our next step was to balance oxygen and hydrogen, but there is no oxygen and hydrogen, so that step is going to be skipped. Okay, that step is not needed because there is no oxygen and hydrogen only over here. Now after that, the next step was to balance the charges. So if you see on the left hand side, the charge is minus 2, because here the iodine had minus 1 charge, and since there were 2 iodines, so we multiplied 2 into minus 1, that is minus 2. That is the overall charge over here. And on this side the overall charge is 0. Okay, it is neutral, there is no charge on that side. So if you see, we have to balance them in such a way that the charges become equal. Now if you see on the left hand side, iodine has got extra 2 electrons. Okay, and on the right hand side, iodine has got nothing. Neither did it lose electrons and nor did it get new electrons. So we will give iodine 2 electrons, so that now both LHS and RHS will have 2 electrons. Okay, because this right side iodine didn't get anything, so we will give it 2 electrons. Okay, similar to the LHS one. So now we have given 2 electrons to RHS, okay, to that iodine. Now this thing is balanced. Our work is done for this oxidation half. Now let us go for the reduction half. Now the reduction half equation was MnO4 minus, that is going to give MnO2. Okay, now this was our other half. Now we are supposed to balance this. So first step is to balance other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen, that is Mn. If you see Mn on both the sides, there is only one Mn, one manganese, so it is balanced. Next step, to balance oxygen and then hydrogen. Okay, don't forget, don't balance hydrogen first and then oxygen afterwards, like that. So first you have to balance oxygen, and then only you have to balance hydrogen. So if you see for oxygen, on the left hand side we have got 4 oxygen, on the right hand side you have got only 2 oxygen. So we will add 2 H2O, okay, 2 H2O on the RHS, so that now both the oxygens have become on the both the sides on the oxygen numbers have become equal. Okay, on the right side also it is 4 oxygen, and on the left side also it is 4 oxygen. Okay, that is how we balance oxygen. Next step, to balance hydrogen, and to balance hydrogen we are going to add H plus ions. Okay, so if you see on the right hand side over here, you have got 2 into 2 4 hydrogens, but on the left side you don't have any hydrogens. So you're going to add 4 H plus ions, and where will you add this? You will add this on the left hand side. Okay, so plus 4 H plus ions is added on the left hand side, and now if you see, left hand side has got 4 hydrogen, right hand side also has 2 into 2, that is 4 hydrogens. So hydrogens is balanced, oxygen is balanced, all the atoms are balanced. Next step is to balance the charges. Now if you see the overall charge on this left hand side, it has so it has 4 hydrogen, that is 4 H plus charge. Okay, 4 H plus charge and 1 minus charge from here. Okay, 4 H plus charge and 1 minus charge. So overall charge is 3. Overall charge is plus 3 on the left hand side, and on the right hand side there is 0 charge, because okay, the atom over there are neutral, there is no charges on any respective compounds or elements, so there the charge, overall charge is 0, and on the left hand side the overall charge was plus 3. Now what does this mean? It means that the left hand side has lost the 3 electrons and the right hand side is neutral as it is. Now since our left hand side has lost 3 electrons and in right hand side nothing has taken place, let us give back these 3 electrons, since the left hand side has lost it. Let us give back those 3 electrons back to that left hand side. Okay, so we will add 3 electrons to this left hand side, so that the 3 electrons that LHS has lost, it will get back those 3 electrons and it will become neutral. Okay, it had lost those 3 electrons, we are giving those 3 electrons back to that LHS so that it becomes neutral. Okay, now that is how we have balanced it. So now our reduction half looks like this: MnO4 minus plus 4H plus 3 electrons will give MnO2 plus 2H2O. This is our reduction half, and we have our oxidation half. Now next step was to add both these equations. Now when we add both these equations, we have to keep in mind that these electrons which are there in both the equations, we have to get them cancelled. We don't want those electrons in that way, so we have to get them cancelled, and in order to get them cancelled we have to multiply both the equations with in such a way that the electrons become equal and then they get cancelled, similar to the maths elimination method. So let me multiply this. Since here there are 2 electrons, let me multiply this with 3, and here there are 3 electrons, so let me multiply this with 2, so that when both of them get multiplied you get 6 electrons, and then they will get cancelled. So when I multiply this, now when you add them, you will add all the LHS to one side, and then the RHS you're going to add it, okay, of both the equations. So when you multiply this 3 and 2, it becomes 6I minus, okay. Now the reduction half left hand side you have to add, so you have to multiply 2 to that MnO4 minus. So you multiply 2 to MnO4 minus, and then plus again you multiply 2 to this H plus also, and then to this electrons also. So it becomes 2 into 4, that is 8 H plus 2 into 3, that is 6 electrons. Now write the RHS side of oxidation half and induction half. So if you see here, this 3 gets multiplied to both of them, so it becomes 3I2 plus 3 2s are 6, that is 6 electrons, and now we here this 2 will be multiplied to both of them, and this becomes 2 MnO2 plus 2 into 2, that is 4 H2O. Okay, so this is our oxidation and reduction half. So now we have added them. Now our next step is to see that the electrons are getting cancelled. So if you see over here, the electrons, that is both the 6 electrons, they are cancelled. So that was our main aim, that is why we multiplied them with those numbers, because we wanted the electrons to get cancelled, and they are cancelled. Now if you see, Now, this is not our final equation in this case, because in the last case it was acidic medium, so we had to leave the equation over here and that was balanced. But since this is basic medium, so we have got an extra step, and that extra step is to add as many OH minus ions as there are H plus ions present. So there are 8 H plus ions on the left hand side, so we were supposed to add OH minus ions, okay, and we have to add OH minus ions to both the sides. So since there are 8 H plus ions, we will add 8 OH minus ions, and that also to both the sides. So let me add 8 OH minus ions to this side also, and 8 OH minus ions to right hand side also. Now when I add this OH minus ions to both the sides, if you see on the left hand side there is 8 H plus and 8 OH minus. Now you know, right, that H plus plus OH minus, what is going to give you? It is going to give you H2, the water molecule. This H plus and OH minus ions, when you combine them, it is going to give you the water molecule. Okay, so this is going to become 8H2O. Okay, this 8H plus plus 8 OH minus on the left hand side is going to combine, and it is going to become 8H2O. So our final equation looks like this: 6I minus plus 2MnO4 minus plus 8H2O, because that got combined, and this will give us 3I2 plus 2MnO2 plus 4H2O plus 8OH minus. Now since there were no H plus ions on the right hand side, we couldn't combine this OH minus ions to those H plus and make water. Okay, so this will remain as it is. Now if you see, there is H2 on both the sides. Now similar to the maths equation, we are going to bring this 4H2O to this side and it will get subtracted. So when you bring this 4H2, what happens is, on the left hand side it becomes H2O minus 8H2O minus 4H2O. Because how we do in maths, like we bring one number from right hand side to left hand side, or from left hand side to right hand side, so that this minus sign comes, similar to maths. Okay, so here this 4H2O will come on the left hand side and it will become minus 4H2O, and when 8H2O minus 4H2O will give us 4H2O. Okay, so now with this, here comes our final equation. This is what is happening on the LHS. Okay, this is happening on the LHS side, because this 4H2O came on the LHS, it got subtracted and became 4H2O, overall 4H2O. So this becomes 6I minus plus 2MnO4 minus plus 4H2O. Okay, because this H2 came to that left hand side, it got subtracted, and then this is going to give us 3I2 plus 2MnO2 plus 8OH minus, because that 4H2 went to that side. So this is now our final equation. So if you check also this equation right now, this one is completely balanced. So that is how we balance an equation which is in basic medium by using the half reaction method, or you even call it as ion electron method. Okay, so we are done with our first method. Now let me show you the other method, that is the oxidation number method. Okay, so now here comes our next method, that is the oxidation number method. So these are the rules or the steps to balance your equation by the oxidation number method. So the first step is to identify the elements that are undergoing oxidation and reduction. Okay, so we know from our previous equations how to identify elements which are undergoing oxidation and reduction. Okay, after identifying them, we are supposed to balance the charge by cross multiplication only after balancing the atoms which are undergoing oxidation and reduction. Okay, so our next step is, after we identify the oxidation and reduction elements, we are first supposed to balance only those oxidation and only those reduction elements. Okay, not the whole equation, only those specific elements which are undergoing this oxidation or reduction. And after we balance those specific elements, then we have to balance the charges. Okay, we have to balance the charges by cross multiplying the difference in the charges. Now you might not understand what this cross multiplication over here right now means. Let me show you one example and then you will understand. Now after you multiply that with cross multiplication, okay, so here I'm only just giving the basic rules, then I'll show you with example and then you will understand. So I just suggest you to write to make a note of these rules also, so that for reference also it will be easy, and while the revision time also it will be easy. Okay, so the next method was the next step was to balance all the other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen. So this step is coming from our previous one only. We were always balancing first the other atoms, and then we were jumping to oxygen and to hydrogen. And as you know, to balance oxygen, we have to add H2O to both the side, to that side where there is less oxygen, and for balancing hydrogen, we have to add H plus ions. And this is all till acidic medium. And in case of basic medium, one extra step comes, that is we have to add OH minus ions. Okay, OH minus ions to both the sides. So these steps, as you know, they are similar to the previous ones only, and you know how to do them. I've already shown 2 examples, and you know how to balance oxygen, hydrogen, and how to balance in case of basic medium by adding OH minus ions, and then how to make it H2O and how it gets cancelled. So you've already seen it. We have already seen them in the previous 2 examples which I showed just now. So let me take one example of oxidation number method and show you how it is done. Okay, so here comes our equation. Now our very first step is to identify the elements that are undergoing oxidation and reduction. So how we will do that? For that we have to find the oxidation numbers. Okay, so let me first check for iron over here. Now over here in iron, if you take X as iron and plus, there is 3 chlorine atoms over here, so 3 times, and the chlorine oxidation number we take as -1. Okay, -1, and then this will be equal to 0 because there is no specific charges on the whole compound. So when you solve this, X becomes 3. That means right now the oxidation number of iron over here is +3. Now if you check in this case, let me take iron as X plus 2 times, because there is 2 Cl and Cl's charge is -1. So this becomes 0, and now this is X is equal to +2. So that is the charge on iron is +2. Okay. Now if you see the overall, from +3 it is becoming +2. Okay, from +3 it is becoming +2. That means from 3 it is becoming 2, that is the oxidation number is getting reduced. Okay, when from 3 it is becoming 2, that is something is getting reduced. So this oxidation number is getting reduced. Now when oxidation number is getting reduced, it becomes reduction. Now for this sulfur, let us check. Now in this case over here, let me take for sulfur as X and then plus 2 times of hydrogen. So for hydrogen it will be +1. Okay, the hydrogen oxidation number is +1. So X plus 2 times +1, because there is 2 hydrogen over here, and this will give us 0 because there is no overall charge on it. So here, from here we get that X is equal to -2. That is, for sulfur in this case it is -2. Now in this case sulfur is alone. Okay, it is monatomic, so there is no charge on it. Oxidation number over here is 0. Okay. Now if you check from here to here, the oxidation number from -2 it is becoming 0. -2 is less than 0, right? So from -2 it is increasing to 0. That is, oxidation number here is increasing, and when oxidation number is increasing, it becomes oxidation. We know that it is oxidation. Okay, so our first step is done. That is, we identified those elements which are undergoing oxidation reduction. That is, right now in this case iron, that is Fe, was undergoing reduction, and sulfur, okay, sulfur is getting oxidized, it is undergoing oxidation. So you don't say that FeCl3 is getting reduced. Okay, that is undergoing reduction. You say iron in FeCl3 is getting reduced. Okay, so now our next step was to balance those atoms that were undergoing oxidation or reduction. Now in this case iron over here and over here, this iron was undergoing reduction. If you check on both the sides, only you have to check from this compound and from this compound. Forget the other elements. Just forget that if there are any other elements also. You just have to check iron on both the sides. And if you see here there's one iron, here there's one iron. So iron is balanced. Okay, there's one on each side, it is balanced. So no need to add anything. Now here in this case, this sulfur and here this sulfur, both of them were getting oxidized. Forget about the other elements. Just look at those sulfur from both those compounds. Don't even think about the hydrogen. Okay, just look at that sulfur, because only sulfur was getting oxidized. So if you check here, this side also one sulfur and this side also one sulfur, so it is also balanced. Okay, so that step is done where we balance those atoms. Now next step was the cross multiplication step. Okay, now what does this cross multiplication step mean? See, you have to look at the oxidation numbers on both the sides and you have to look at the differences. Now if you see over here, first we'll check for reduction. Now this iron over here has got +3 charge and this iron over here has got +2. Okay, that is the oxidation numbers on both the sides. Now if you check for the oxidation number difference, the difference in +3 and +2 is 1. Okay, the difference in +3 and +2 is 1. Right, 3 minus 2 is 1, right? That difference I'm talking about. So the difference in the oxidation numbers is 1. Now in this case, in the sulfur case, sulfur here is -2 and here it is 0. Okay, there it is -2, here it is 0. So the difference in the oxidation numbers is 2. Okay, overall difference we're talking about, right? If you do 0 minus of -2, it becomes 0 plus 2, that is nothing but +2. So here the oxidation number differences is +2. So we have got the oxidation number differences and the reduction number differences, that is the oxidation number differences we have got on both the sides. Now we are going to multiply these differences with the opposite equations. Okay, like this was our oxidation equation, that is this H2S that was giving S, that was our oxidation difference equation, and the difference was 2. So we are going to take this 2 and multiply it with that reduction equation, and this 1 gets multiplied with this oxidation equation. So if you multiply 1 over here, it becomes like this, and this FeCl3, which was becoming FeCl2, okay, this 2 gets multiplied to this equation. Okay, that is what is done. This 1 gets multiplied to this equation and this 2 is getting multiplied to this equation. Okay, so I hope you're not getting confused. We are just, see, first step what we did is that we took the oxidation number differences. Okay, now we will multiply those oxidation number differences to the opposite equations, that is to the other equations. So here in this case, the oxidation number difference was 2. So we're going to multiply this 2 with the other equation. The other equation is this iron 1. And this one that we got over here, we are going to multiply it with the other equation. Other equation here is hydrogen. Okay, so the oxidation number difference of reduction is going to multiply with that of oxidation equation, and the oxidation equation's difference is going to get multiplied with that of reduction. Okay, so after multiplying, what we get as final equation is we have to multiply this 2 to this Fe3. So it becomes 2 times of FeCl3, because 2 Fe was going under reduction, and it gets multiplied with the oxidation differences. Okay, so it becomes 2 FeCl3 plus, now this H2S is the oxidation equation, so we are going to multiply this with 1. Okay, so this becomes H2S. Okay, that is what cross multiplication means. We are multiplying the opposite differences. Now this FeCl2 over here will get multiplied with 2, because 2 is the difference of the other equation. So this becomes 2 FeCl2, and this sulfur over here, since it is undergoing oxidation, it gets multiplied with the 1 over here. So it becomes sulfur as it is, and then that HCl will come as it is, because it was not undergoing anything. Okay, so that is what happened right now. So this is our equation. Now our next step is we have to balance all the other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen. Then we will come on to oxygen and then hydrogen respectively. So if you check here, there is 2 Fe and 2 Fe. So iron is balanced on both the sides. Now check for sulfur. There is 1 sulfur, 1 sulfur. Sulfur is balanced on both the sides. Now if you check for chlorine, here it is 3 into 2, that is 6 chlorine on left hand side, and on this side it is 2 into 2 4 plus 1 5 chlorine. Okay, so let me add 2 over here. Okay, let me add 2 over there, and now this becomes 2 into 2, that is 2 chlorine, plus 2 into 2, that is 4. So 4 plus 2, 6 chlorine. Now if you check, chlorine is balanced on both the sides. Iron also is balanced on both the sides. Similarly, sulfur is also balanced on both the sides. Okay, now our next step was to balance oxygen and then hydrogen. Now if you check, in this case there is no oxygen, but in case if there was any oxygen, then you know the process. You know that you have to add H2O, okay, to balance oxygen, and the next step was to balance hydrogen, and for balancing hydrogen we were supposed to add H plus ions. Now if you see, on the left hand side there is 2 H plus, and on the right hand side also there is 2 H. Okay, so there is 2 hydrogen on both the sides. So now this, since hydrogen is already balanced, we need not add H plus to one of the sides. Okay, so this becomes our final equation, which is our final balanced equation. So this is how we did for oxidation number method. Okay, so let us take one more example of oxidation number so that now you will be clear with this concept. Okay, so right now we are going to balance this equation by the oxidation number method. So the very first step is to find the oxidation and the reduction elements. Okay, so check for this Mn over here. Let's take Mn as x plus 2 oxygen is there, so 2, and then oxidation number of oxygen is minus 2, and this is going to give us 0 because there is no overall charge on it. So this becomes x is equal to plus 4. So here the oxidation number of manganese is plus 4. Okay, now similarly let's do for this manganese. Let's take that manganese as x plus, since there is 2 chlorine atoms, take it as 2 and then multiply it by minus 1 because the oxidation number of chlorine is minus 1. Now this becomes 0 because the overall charge on it is 0. Now here x becomes equal to plus 2. Okay, now when you see this oxidation number from plus 4, it is becoming plus 2. That is, from 4 this number is getting reduced to 2. That means oxidation number is getting reduced, so it becomes reduction. Now let's check for this Cl over here. Now over here, this in this Cl, if you take Cl as x and the hydrogen's oxidation number is plus 1, this becomes 0, that is x is equal to minus 1. So here this Cl is having minus 1, and in this case Cl is diatomic, so it will have 0 oxidation number. So all the diatomic atoms will have 0 oxidation number. So from here to here, if you see, from minus 1 it is going to 0, that is minus 1 it is less than 0, we know that. So from minus 1 it is increasing to 0. So here oxidation number is increasing and it is getting oxidized, that is oxidation is taking place. So we found our oxidation reduction. Now the next step was to balance only those elements, okay, only those elements that were undergoing oxidation and reduction. Now in this case only manganese is going under reduction, and only chlorine over here is undergoing oxidation. So first over here, if you check for this manganese and this manganese, if you check, both of them is having 1 manganese. Okay, fine, that is balanced. Don't think about the chlorine or the oxygen that is attached to those manganese. We are only talking about that specific element, that is manganese, which is getting reduced. Next step is check for the Cl. Now here the Cl was getting oxidized, so only check for that Cl. Don't see the Cl with other Cl. Just think about this particular oxidation reaction. Just forget about the other elements present over there and see, here there is 1 Cl and here there is 2 Cl in that oxidation reaction. So let me multiply this with 2. Now this becomes 2 Cl over here and 2 Cl over here. So that step is done. Now the next step was to write the oxidation differences. Okay. Now for this part you have to ignore this. Okay, you have to ignore this H2O. Now whenever it comes to this oxidation number method, you will get this H2O kind of thing or H plus. You just have to ignore it, because in the last, when you balance your oxygen, you have to add those H2Os. So this will come in the last, so just ignore it. Just forget as if it was not there only in the equation. Okay, you just have to ignore it because in the last we are going to add it and then we will get a balanced equation. So don't worry about that. So till now we are going to only focus on MnO2 plus 2HCl, which is giving MnCl2 plus Cl2. Now what was the oxidation numbers? Here it is 2, here Cl was minus 1, here Mn was plus 2, and here it was plus 4. And here it was getting undergoing reduction because oxidation number was decreasing, and in this case it was undergoing oxidation. Now our next step is to write the difference in the oxidation numbers. Okay, so if you check over here, from plus 4 it is becoming plus 2, that is the difference in that oxidation number is 2. Okay, that is difference. 4 minus 2 is 2, right? So difference in plus 4 and plus 2 is 2. And over here, if you see, in case of HCl, if you see, people often get confused over here, so pay attention. People think that Cl is having minus 1 charge and this Cl is having plus 0 charge, so overall difference will become 0 minus of minus 1, that is, it will become plus 1. But this becomes wrong. Okay, that is what people get confused over here. It becomes wrong. See, the first step was to balance those specific elements, and I told only after balancing those specific elements you are supposed to try the cross multiplication step. So here if you see, there is 2. Okay, so this 1 gets multiplied with that 2 and it becomes 2 minus. 2 into plus 1, that it becomes minus 2 charge. That is the overall charge, minus 2 charge, because here this one 2 also, so that minus 1 is getting multiplied by that 2, and it becomes minus 2, and on this side it is 0. So now the overall difference is 0 minus of minus 2, that is plus 2. So now the overall difference over here is plus 2, but people often write it as plus 1 because they get confused in this step. They forget to take this coefficient. Okay, that coefficient is also important. So now that we have got our differences, if you see this equation, that is the oxidation equation, this difference will get multiplied to this one, okay, to that reduction equation, and the reduction difference will get multiplied to this oxidation equation. Okay, that is what I have told you. Okay, so that step is going to take place. But in this case, if you see, the differences on both the sides is 2. So this 2 we can cancel it and it becomes 1. So we need not multiply it with anything. Okay, if suppose the differences was like 4 and 6. Okay, if suppose the differences was like oxidation difference, if suppose it was 4 and the reduction difference was 6. So in that case also you can see, you can just cancel it, and this becomes 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6. Now the oxidation differences would have become 2 and 3, and you will multiply this 2 to this reduction equation and this 3 to this oxidation equation. So like that you can cancel also the charges. Okay, you can cancel the differences and you can multiply them. Okay, right, like in the previous case you had 1 and 2 as the difference, and 1 and 2 further cannot be cancelled. That is why I brought this example over here, that they were 2 and 2 and 2 can get cancelled. So now we got them cancelled, and now we did not multiply with anything because both the sides is having 1. So if I write the final one, it's like this: MnO2 plus 2HCl giving MnCl2 plus Cl2. Okay, now our cross multiplication step is also done. Now our next step was to balance all the other atoms except oxygen and hydrogen, and then we will balance oxygen and hydrogen respectively. Okay, so let us see over here, there's 1 Mn 1 Mn, so manganese is balanced. Now for chlorine, if you see here, there's 2 chlorine, but in this case there's 2 plus 2, that is 4 chlorine over here. So let me make this 2 HCl as 4 HCl. It is our normal balancing only. Let me make this as 4 HCl. Now if you see, there is 4Cl on both the sides. Okay, now the other atoms are balanced. Next step is to balance oxygen. If you see on the left hand side, there is 2 oxygen, and on the right hand side there is no oxygen. So to balance oxygen, as you know, we are going to add H2O. So we will add H2O to this side. And how many H2O we are going to add? Since there is 2 oxygen on the left hand side and we want 2 oxygen on the right hand side also, so we will add 2 H2O. Okay, now if you see, both the sides is having 2 oxygens. Now the next step is to check for hydrogen. Now if you see, 4 hydrogen and 4 hydrogen, 2 into 2 4 hydrogen, both the sides is having 4 hydrogen. So the hydrogen is also automatically balanced. But if in case hydrogen was not balanced, then what were you supposed to do? You had to add 4H plus. Okay, not 4H plus, how many H plus you have to add accordingly, like whatever the difference is, you have to add accordingly the H plus ions. That you know, I've showed in the previous 3 examples how to do it. Okay, so like that you're going to add your H plus, and in case it is basic medium, then one more step will come, that is to add OH minus. Okay, and you know how to do it. So this here becomes our final equation, and we have multiplied this, we have balanced this equation by the oxidation number method. Okay, so I hope you understood both these methods. So that is how you balance a redox reaction, and these were the 2 methods of balancing them. Okay, so with this we have successfully completed our balancing of redox reactions. So I showed you both the methods, that is oxidation and the ion electron method. Now if you have any further doubts, you can let me know in the comment section below. And also, if you want videos on any particular topic where you have doubt, or if you want to make any concept videos, if you want me to make any concept videos, then you can let me know in the comment section below. I'll be reading to all your comments. And also, if you found this video helpful, then don't forget to subscribe the channel, and also press the like button, because it's really motivating whenever I see your comments and I read them. So if you like this video, please don't forget to press the like button, and thank you for watching this video.